A Tanzanian woman can no longer hear the audible voice of God after going to see a witch doctor, but discovers that perhaps there's more to God than just tales of the miraculous and tradition, like a relationship. That and more on this week's Spirit Answers podcast.
I was raised as a Roman Catholic since childhood. All my parents and my relatives, they are all Christian. And I remember when I was in primary school, my destiny was to be a sister, a Roman Catholic sisters. I think you know sisters.
Like a nun?
Yeah, yes, that's what I wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't go because I failed or I didn't get the chance to go to Roman Catholic secondary school in secondary school.
Mm.
So yeah, so when I didn't get that chance, I decided to let it go. So I just go to normal schools in secondary school. And I remember when I was at a university, it was in 2008. I was in my last year at the university. I was supposed to do an exam. It was a special exam. I was having 3 exams. So when after I did the first exam, the exams was very tough. So I was worried that maybe I won't graduate. So I wasn't happy. So I remember that day I wasn't in a deep sleep. I hear the voice. It was telling me that by the grace of God, you will pass.
Wow.
That was repeated in three times. So when I wake up, I know that it was God. That was it was how do I can hear it myself. Nobody can hear, even one is close to me.
Mm.
I know it's a voice God, but because all my in all my school, I mean from primary, secondary, high school, I I used to talk to God used to talk to me, but it was only in dreams.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So when I hear the voice of God, I knew that it is God. So from there, relaxed myself. I know that I will pass the exam.
Wow.
And yeah, and it was true because when the exam was out, I was passed.
Wow.
Yeah,
What did the voice sound like? The voice of God.
yeah. Is the voice of God. It's cool. It's calm,
Mm.
but
Not scary.
you yes, yeah. It's come from here,
Yeah.
but
Uh,
yes, but you hear in your ears. So I knew that it was the voice of God, and that's how it is.
wow. Wow. So you heard the voice of God, and that gave you reassurance. The voice gave you reassurance that you were going to pass your exams, the really challenging exams, and you did pass them.
Yes.
Wow. And from there, I understand that you got into a relationship. Isn't that right?
Yes. Yeah. From there, I was in a relationship with the father of my child, of my son. I remember in 2013, I, I just wished to have a baby. So I remember that I prayed, I asked God to bless me, that my first child must be a son. And I remember that he talked to me through dreams that I will conceive with a baby boy. So when I conceived, I used to see more time, many times that it's a boy. So it was like that when I gave birth to him. Uh, I love God. I love God because He loved me before I loved Him, and He loved me more than I loved Him. I remember when I was pregnant, uh, I was thinking about how I would deliver the baby, how would it be painful. I remember I prayed, I asked God that I know that every woman must have that pain, but I asked Him that to to to, to decrease the pain for me.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so I remember that night I was in a dream. I was at the hospital delivering the baby. He told me that I will deliver. It won't be in that much pain, and he told me the day that I will deliver the baby and the time, and
Wow.
it was like he told me.
And when he told you this, was this the same type of thing like with your exams? Was it a
Yes,
audible voice?
yes, it was the same with the time, the day, and the pain. That it wasn't that much and that much pain.
Wow. Wow,
Yeah,
that's incredible.
yeah.
Mm.
So after that, I was good in relationship, but later my relationship wasn't good as the family of my ex boyfriend wasn't satisfied with me. So they found him another woman to marry. And I remember that I wasn't willing to let him go because I wasn't ready to be a single mother and I wasn't ready to leave the man I love. So I decided to go to a witch doctor to
Mm.
find for help. I remember I go there, I used a lot of time, a lot of money, but I didn't succeed. So I decided to let it go. But I was I was hungry with him, but I was also hungry with God. But because I always said, God, He knew me very well. He knew what I wanted in life. He knew what I need. But why He didn't help me in this? So I was angry.
Yeah, you felt betrayed.
Yes, I felt betrayed. I felt that maybe God don't love me anymore, just like that. So when I didn't succeed with that witch doctor, I decided to live just a normal life. But I remember in 2017, I I don't know what happened, but I just feel that I have the desire of reading the Word of God.
Mm.
So I started reading the Word of God at home,
Was
and I
that your
started
first
praying. But
was that your first time kind of reading the word of God like that?
it wasn't my first time, but it was different.
It's different. Okay.
It was different. Yes, it was different. So I
Mm.
started to read the Word of God, and I started to pray again, but in different way. I don't know what happened, but as I said before, that I was raised as a Roman Catholic, and I was a good Roman Catholic. So when I started playing again, I wasn't playing like how Roman Catholics do. I think you know how they do play. Wow, with their signs. So I don't know what happened, but I started to play in a different way.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it was like that, and I keep on asking God about my life, about my child, but mostly that I wanted to know him, because I thought that I don't know him. Maybe there's something I don't know. That's why I was abandoned by the father of my child.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember I went to a church. It was a Lutheran church, a Lutheran. But when I got to church, I just wanted to hear the word of God and nothing else. I didn't want someone to pray for me. I just want to hear the word of God on that.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got there, I didn't get what I wanted. You see, so I decided to stop going there. So I keep on, staying at home and read the word of God. But I remember in that 2017, I went to a salon to braid my hair. So I met that lady who was braiding my hair. She's a Protestant. She's a born again. So
Mm-hmm.
she started telling me how she hear the voice of God, how she talk to God, how she prays. And I wonder, is really God can talk to people like that? Are there people who can still talk to God like maybe Moses do, like maybe Abraham or Isaac and Jacob did? Are there still? But inside of me, inside, I know that God still talk to people, but I didn't expect that those people are still there. In my environment.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wondered, and yeah, asked her to take me to that church to see the pastor. So we agreed that she'll take me on the other day. The other day, it was raining. It rained the whole day. But I keep on telling her that we must go. Maybe the rain can rain even for a week, for a month, or maybe it can rain maybe for a week, and maybe I won't live for a week. Maybe I have maybe 3 days or 2 days to live. What will happen? So I told that girl, and the next day she takes me to there. Uh, but when I get there, when I was looking at the environment of that church, inside me I feel that this is the place that God can stay.
Mm-hmm.
The church wasn't maybe that good. It was a local church. Maybe the people who play there, they are poor. But
Mm-hmm.
inside me, I feel that this is the place that God can stay. So I went to the pastor, and I told her that I told him that I don't have any problem that he can pray for me. But what I want is to know God. So if he thinks that he know God, he should tell me. He don't have to waste my time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want those blah 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 blah. No, I just want to know God. Even the pastor was puzzled with the way I was. So the pastor started telling me how God it is, how he speaks to his people, and what should someone do to make God to talk to him. He just he teach me the word of God, and I was okay with the way he taught me, and he just told me that if you want God, if you want God, if you really want to hear the voice of God, If you want God to walk with you, you have to do this and this and this. I remember when I got there, I was braid my hair.
Mm.
We we do call here in Tanzania we do call it rasta.
Mm-hmm.
It's artificial. So he told me that if you want to hear the voice of God, you must remove those hair, artificial hair. And I was wearing a trouser. And he told me, if you really want God to be with you, to talk to you, to walk with you, you must stop wearing trousers. You must wear as a woman should wear. And I told him that that's okay with me. That's not a problem. If God, if I can hear the voice of God, if God can work with me, that's not a problem. I can remove it anytime, even now. After that, we prayed, and I went back home. But from there, I started to hear the voice of God. I started to talk to God. I remember there was a day I, I was moved to my house. It was my new house, so I was new there. My son was sick. It was at night. He was an infection, ear infection.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I was a child too, I used to have that disease, but my parents used my urine to put in my ears. So I decided to do the same as what my parents do. But when I did that to my son, God was angry with me. He told me, "Why are you doing that?" Me, God, I'm not things. I'm the word. If you want something, you should ask me and not using that thing. And from that, I know that I was wrong. So I begged him to forgive me. Then I asked him, "What's okay? If that's okay, what should I do?" And he told me to go to a pharmacy to buy a medicine. And that medicine, he told me the name of the medicine.
Wow.
So I went to the pharmacy and I bought the medicine and I put in my son, and he was cured. And I
Wow.
remember, yeah. And I also remember a day that my son, when he was praying, his hand was, it was like a crack. So I was worried. I said maybe he may be serious injured. I was really worried because by that time I wasn't have enough money. But I remember when he told me that I'm just worried, but he's not really injured. He'll be fine. And it's like that. He take me to the hospital. And when was at the hospital, the doctor was asking me what happened, and I told me, and he told me no, but he's not okay. I say, but anyway, let's go to do the X-ray test. And he take her to the X-ray and testing, but he was fine. So the next day in the morning, I take my son to the hospital, and it was the same that it was really that he wasn't serious injured. So I thank God.
Wow.
Yeah, from that, God keep on teaching so many things when on what to do and what not to do. I used to wear, short dresses, short skirts. He told me that his temple, I don't have to be like that. I used to apply makeups, and he told me that I'm his temple. He's not, so I'm not allowed to do those things.
Mm.
So he kept on talking to me. I remember it was last year
Mm-hmm.
when the coronavirus entered in my country. I was told, I said that we Tanzania, we are poor country. And many people are also uneducated. So it will be easy for the people to be infected, people die, miserable. But I remember that night, um, when I wasn't much, I wasn't in a deep sleep, but I saw something coming from, down, like it was coming from that chamber of the toilet.
Uh-huh.
And from that, there was spreading in fasting. They are doing fasting, and I saw the word corona, and I asked him, "What should I do? What should I do?" And he told me, "I have to be faithful to Him. With that, that's the only way for me, for His people to be saved."
Mm.
So from that day, my words, I didn't worry anymore about the virus. So that's why I keep on saying that I really love God because He truly loves us people. He truly loves His people. I'm really happy with Him.
Wow.
He's amazing. I yeah.
That is really beautiful. So I was gonna say too, I understand that you also heard from God that when you went to the witch doctor, it sounds like that's why you quit hearing his voice, right? Because he didn't like that you went to the witch doctor before?
Yeah, yes,
Hmm.
yes. Because I went to the witch doctor, he was angry with me. That's why he stopped talking to me again. And when I know him, that I asked him why. I used to hear his voice before I was born again,
Hmm.
because he said that those who know him can hear his voice. But that time I didn't know him. You see,
Hmm.
and he says that he used to talk to me because his child. He exactly he wanted me to save him when the time comes. So that's why he used to talk to me even before. And he also said that he God love all the people, and he do talk to all the people, though people most of the people don't know if it's God who talk to them.
Hmm.
Mo- mo- yeah, it's normal for the people to say that, oh, my people, my dead people, maybe they talk to me, maybe they remember me, maybe they're protecting me, but it's not those people, but it's God. But because they don't know, they keep on saying that they are dead people, they are dead parents or relatives, yeah, like that. So because I went to the witch doctor, that's why he stopped talking to me,
Hmm.
because he was angry with me. Yeah,
But he forgave you.
yeah. Of course, he forgave me. That's
Yeah.
why he's even talking to me even now.
And I like what you said before too. You said he talked to you before when you were praying differently. You knew him differently during your excuse me, during your Catholic days. But ever since
Mm.
you had that encounter with the church and the woman at the salon, and you started to read the Word
Mm.
of God, your relationship with Him is a lot different now. Isn't that right?
Yes, yes,
Mhm. There's more of a relationship there, and like you said, now it's more of a time of serving Him. Whereas before, when you used to hear His voice, it sounds like he was kind of he was letting you know that he was there, but there wasn't as much of a relationship yet.
yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about now then in your life? What are you doing now, and how are you serving God?
Uh, right now, I'm just saving him, and I'm the teacher at the church that I worship.
Mm.
I'm the teacher for the youth.
Wow. Wow. Youth. So youth
Yeah.
pastor.
Yes, youth
Mhm.
person. So I'm the teacher. Yeah.
Wow. That's really, really cool. Um,
Yeah.
it if you had to leave the listeners with one message, what would that be?
What I want uh, most of the people to know about God is that God is the God is word. God is not things. So if you really want to see God, if you really want God to be with you, you should live according to His word, and not otherwise. Uh, Before, I can say that I saved the devil because I wasn't living according to the word of God. But since I know Him, since I serve Him, I may save with all. I may save Him well. I have to save Him no matter what. As I said before, that I was raised as a Roman Catholic. My family is a really good Roman Catholic, and my second brother, no, he's not my second brother, my young brother, he's a Roman Catholic priest. So from the day that I became born again, we are no longer friends.
Mm.
But that's not a problem with me because I know what kind of God I'm serving, and because I know what I want. My destiny is to see God. My destiny is to be with God when I leave this world. That's all my destiny.
Mm.
Of course, I don't need a lot of things. Maybe I need a family. I need more children. I need money. I need good houses. But that's that's all. Those are not that much important to me. What is important to me is to enter. I mean, to live with God forever.
Mm.
My destiny is to be with God um, when I leave this world. That's why I say that since I've decided, or since anyone decide to save God, he must save him well,
Mm.
no matter what. Maybe people won't accept you. Maybe people they may say, as they say to me, maybe I'm crazy, or maybe so many things.
Mm.
But that is not a problem with me because I know what kind of God I'm serving.
Mhm.
So if you really want to see God, you must live according to His word. You must prepare yourself that you are going to. It's like you are in the war.
Mhm.
So when you are in the war, you have to have those things that need in the war.
So if you pursue God and you pursue His word, you might not get everything that you want, but God, He's faithful, isn't He? He always will provide what you need.
Yes, God is faithful.
Mhm.
God is faithful. He He must provide all I need, but it will provide with me with what I need at his time, not in my time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I want, I will get. I know that God will give me, but at his right time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. And sometimes that's a little longer than what we want it to be. But ultimately, God knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly when we need something. And in his perfect timing, he will
Yes.
provide it. And not just for us, but also to bring more glory to him as well.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Mm.
Well, Christine, I
Mm.
really, really appreciate you taking the time to share your story with us, and just a beautiful story. And I'm so happy to hear that your relationship with God is so strong now, and it's so cool how you've been able to uh, cultivate that relationship with Him, and you've been able to have such a incredible understanding of what God is telling you,
Mm.
and such how cool, like all the different things that he's told you that have come to pass. And I think it's not just the prophetic dreams or the things that he tells you that end up coming true in the future, the prophetic words, but it's the fruit that comes with it. Like you're saying, you're serving God. There's a relationship there. It's not all about just hearing from him. There's a you are helping bring glory to him and helping other people as well through this relationship, through him talking to you. And I think the fruit of what you're doing is really, really cool to see. So I'm just very thankful for what you're doing. And I really appreciate you coming on the
Uh,
program.
Amen. Amen. Thank you.
Well, that is it for the show this week, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new to Spirit Answers Podcast, just want to let you know that no, we don't believe that we have all the answers, but what kind of separates us a little bit from maybe the other podcasts that are similar to this one is that we believe that the answers that matter do come from the Bible, and that it truly is the authoritative Word of God, and that in many supernatural experiences there is deception involved from the being that can pretend to be an angel of light, just as it says in the Bible. So if you're new, again, I just want to stress that that's what separates us from the other ones, and just want to give you the opportunity. Maybe you haven't done that recently. Sit down and open up a Bible. I challenge you to do that as you are continuing your spiritual search, your spiritual journey, to pick up a Bible. I've said it before. I think that can be something that we put off during a spiritual journey. That tends to be like the last thing that we decide to do is pick up a Bible and start reading that. And just want to challenge you to keep that there, that research there on the Christian side of things, just as you are searching in other different spiritualities. Thank you for liking this video and commenting if you have something to add. If you're watching this on YouTube, that does help get the word out there about the podcast. And thank you for just tuning in. I really appreciate that. That's really the most important thing, is tuning in and keeping us going. I couldn't do it without you. I couldn't do it without the guests. And just appreciate all you do to support us. If you have your own story, like Christine, please send it to me at spiritanswerspodcast@gmail.com. The types of stories I'm looking for are in the description wherever it is that you're listening to this. And that will be it for this week, everybody. I will see you all next week. I'll be praying for you. Have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.